Okay, alright. So, after you chroma key, the chroma key is what you use for green screening. Now, when you see these parts, they're going to transition now. Now, for how they'll transition, you'll see. See? Now, this audio is lower than the other, but that's why another reason why I tell you to mute the track audio. Because this audio, sometimes some are louder than others, and it just gives you a heart attack sometimes. Like, this one's quiet, and all of a sudden it's just, oh god, yeah. And I like these parts. I'm using them examples because they're for me peace of mind. See? And if you feel like, oh, let's say a green screen going too fast, you do that shift thing like I told you before, and you can make it longer. See? See? I don't have the original down here, that's why it's cutting awkwardly. But yeah, basically that's what you're doing. Let's say, now the final thing is timing and flowing. Timing and flowing. Flowing as in like, it doesn't cut awkwardly, like if one part looks really different than the other, it looks a bit weird, right? Like you got like a really basic part and then it transitions to like this crazy spazzy video effects and it kind of looks really weird because the other part looks out of place. Because I've had that happen before and I've tried fixing it and sometimes I can't. So what I do is flowing. This part's already in sync and so is this one. Although I may need to move it around a bit. Let's say you need to transition it. Alright, like I told you, the shifting. This is it. The flowing happens better when you have a green screen attached. That makes it so much more easier. That's why most people recommend it because it helps flow the parts. Otherwise, they're gonna have to do a transition. Now, transitionings, there's a lot of them. Like the mainly people use are the gradient wipes. Gradient wipes, as in these things, like. You can have one like this, and give it a, yeah, my Sony's slow right now, so now it's just, yeah, that's one for people who don't have New Blue. As for those that do have New Blue, my favorite one to do are the rolls. Now, when you do rolls, my goodness, look at this. So now, see how that flowed? Like, it looked like, and then it's just like, it smooths it out. It's weird. It's weird at first, because you're like, what? But as you keep doing these and practicing, it gets easier, really. Now, the next thing is the timing. Now, I added this part over here. Barely. I just added this part. Now, remember what I told you about the cuts? See how this part starts over here? I have to pull it over here. Because, you know, this one has a black gap. So I have to pull this over here. So. What happened this part? What happened? Yo, part. What happened? Okay, so the part decided to black out, I guess. Oops. Oh. Oh, goodness. So I'm gonna go put it back. Unless I did something stupid and lost it. That's gonna be a little weird. Yeah, I'm gonna go put it back. So yeah, now we have the part back in. So, okay, this part's being a little bit weird. My Sony's being weird, let's be honest. It's my Sony being weird. We're gonna be honest here and say it's my Sony being weird, okay? Alright, it's my Sony being weird. Now, let's see this at the beginning. Okay, just going through it, the timing is just really off, alright? What I do sometimes is I go by a lyric. Run. So I go back a bit before the part shows up, and I cut it. So now I go back in the audio and just... See, this part has the gap, so... Now, let's extend this. Now let's do that thing like I said about the gaps. So now when you do this, oh, I forgot to mention this. When you do it, make sure you cut it, because then if you do it and you pull it, you slowed the rest of the part down, and it's probably gonna ruin the timing. So now you're gonna drag it. And you're gonna transition it. I don't know. Sometimes you can fade them. You can fade them most of the time, but otherwise you're gonna have to transition it. If it's a motion in the beginning, it's easy to transition. So like this. See, I need to make this a little bit longer. Now let's look at the timing. Yeah, see, this is what I do. This is how I find the timing, is I go by a lyric that I know where it is, and then I cut there, and then I just fix everything else. Like, I'll move this one more here. Like, what does it say over here? It starts over here.